Hey, 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 hey. Happy Monday. Happy
Happy
Monday.
Monday.
How's it going? How's it going?
Hey, cannot complain. It's another Monday in the
Yes.
house with my
It
boy Scott Twitty.
it is another Monday, CT. How's it going? So welcome everybody to Easy Monday Motivations with your boy CT. So
What's
thank
up?
you so thank you so much for tuning in. You already know our whole vibe is to get you motivated in the start your week off the right way. We had an episode last week. We went over Mondays in the case of the Mondays. So definitely think that was a fun conversation and enlightening to understand how people can be lack motivation just due to different things. But
Yeah,
focusing on giving Monday a pass and understanding that Monday is not the culprit, but we can be motivated on a Monday. Right.
yeah, money to do it. But then we also, I think, we left the place thinking like every day was Friday. Like that,
Every
that like
day.
I was motivated through the rest of the week
Uh,
thinking it was Friday every
every
single
day.
day.
Every
Yes,
day is
sir.
Friday. That's right.
That's
Treat
right.
every
Yeah,
day like Friday. So yeah, definitely.
it's. I don't know that the hashtag trended though. I
It
didn't
didn't.
follow.
Not yet.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
not yet. Okay.
we got to keep doing it on Monday to get people to realize Monday should be treated like Friday. So
Because if
we,
because if
again,
they showed up at the pod on Friday because they thought it was Friday because every day is Friday, but then they miss it. So
yeah,
okay, I got you. I
they
got
could
you.
still
Okay.
have the Monday
Yeah.
if they didn't catch it on Monday.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's okay though, because that's the whole point. Like, consistency, perseverance will get things done. And
Yes, sir.
that's why we're here. We want to persevere in continuously finding ways to motivate and talk about subjects that motivate us and those around us. So, you know, for those listeners, those followers, we welcome you to send us questions, make comments, be it's interactive. So,
Yeah.
all right. With that said, let me check on my man Chris. Chris, what's going on? How you doing?
Man, listen, I am having a fantastic day. This weekend, though, got a chance to spend a little bit of time with a good friend of mine. We have a golf outing. I am a golfer, yes. And
Okay.
I would say that it was a fantastic experience. I would say it was a great fellowship. But I would tell you that the game of golf is fickle. She doesn't love you all the time. And this weekend, our relationship was complicated. This
Oh,
past weekend, yeah, it was complicated. But I enjoyed myself. Had a good time. It was outside. The weather was beautiful, and good fellowship with some brothers. So that was a good time. How about you, man?
I,
How was
I,
your weekend?
I'm good. I had the same weekend like I described before. Like, it's
You clean the fish tank?
yeah, well, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, had to change some water and do some things to the fish tank. I mean, listen, have a basic life. I just do basic things. So, like, I'm
Right.
not giving too much into it, but yeah, I had fun. Yeah, I had fun. Like, some unhindered, just do whatever you really want to. Type fun.
No,
So
that's right.
I'm not gonna tell on myself, but I did have fun. But with that, as you can see, like for the most part, for me, like I try to live a simple life, right? I try to simplify things, and the topic that I wanted to kind of talk about is like, can motivation be simple, right? I know people can be complex, right?
Hmm.
And I can understand the um, factors that can impact people to be complex. But when you think of like motivation, self motivation, motivating other people, can can it just be something that is just so simple that everybody can pick up on? Is that something you think is possible?
Well, I think it starts with this idea that you said people
Mhm.
can be complicated. I went the other way. I was just like, I want to know what a simple person is like. Like when I was thinking about it, I was just like simple people to me, they're like uncomplicated, they are relaxed, they're patient. Like when you're talking to them, they're present. They're not all over the place, right? And so sometimes when you get a simple person in terms of how they just live their lives, they actually are motivating to me
Okay.
because they limit how much complexity comes with the relationship that we have with each other. Like
Right.
if I can tell on us, I
Yeah.
think our friendship is simple.
Yeah.
Like and we haven't known each other for years, but it feels like we've known each other for years. And so when I'm with you, because it's simple, I'm motivated by the things you say, the things you share, the things that come out of your mouth because it's been rolling around in your head. And when you say it, I'm like, man, that's cool. Like that motivates me. So I think some of the complexity that comes with it has more, at least for me, to do with can I find people who are just living a bit simple life?
Yeah.
And if so, some of what comes out of them, I think, motivates me in a more simple way. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I thought about it.
No, that definitely. I like where you went with that, and I definitely understand what you're saying. Like, because I definitely do agree that our friendship is very simple. It's
Yeah.
very straightforward on its face. Like, we communicate openly, honestly. Like, everything we lay it out there, and we're open with each other to the point where it's like, look, sometimes like, I ain't the best at this, or I need to work on this. Like, and a lot of people don't build and simplify their relationships to those components. Like, it's not just as easy as really dealing with the person across from you and
Yeah.
being aware and present with them so that you can understand the simplicity of that person because you're really dialed in, and it allows for you to be able to understand what motivates them and what they mean and what they
Yeah.
say, because it's not just words. Like, you can actually watch the actions of the person as
Mm.
those words manifest, and
Yeah.
it helps you buy into everything that you're dealing with when you're dealing with the person. So I definitely can understand that as well. Like, simple people are easier to really ingest and like take everything that they have and be like, all right, cool. You're opening up to me so that you can be playing with me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So
not everybody does that.
yeah. So like to the question, right? Can motivation be simple? Like in the context of people, like I know you can think of somebody right now. Go out and I ain't even gonna give you 30 seconds. Think about somebody right now. Like you're thinking about them, you're like, man, and either you see their name come up on your phone or you're walking through the hallway and you see the person coming and you're like, I need to make a different decision with my life because if I stop, I know it's about to get not simple. I'm about to spend 20 minutes in something that might feel or seem complicated, and I got other things I need to do. I don't know if that sounded like really selfish, but
No.
Am I the only person? Is it just me?
But that's reality too, right? Like, and when you deal with people, there are some people that when they see you, like, they instantly complicate things just because of who they are, and they can't simplify things, and they but that just goes to the premise of people, right?
Yes.
Like, we are a bucket of traits, right? A lot of times, right? And impacted through the experiences and upbringing, you know what I mean? And then we're the sum of all of that, and we impact other people in ways that sometimes we're not even aware of, just because of the fact that, I don't know that I rub you the wrong way because I do this whole roundabout way of talking to you and take 20 minutes of your time in your life, in your air, like, and ultimately, like, it could have been a 5-second conversation, but a high and by, you have nothing, or what you're talking about has nothing to do with me, but you just whatever. But
wait, when they do, no, wait. So when somebody says, "Hey, have you heard this story before?" and you be like, "Yes, I have," and then they still tell the story.
I mean, but you famous. That's why people do that to you. Like, you like, I can't go nowhere. I can't go nowhere. People know me famous. That's the reason why people be like, I just want to spend time talking to you. Like, you just gotta put up with that. Like, somebody say, hey, and they're like, hey, pull your shopping cart in and block the man. That's right. Okay, like, hey, I just wanted to get some pictures with you and my children. Like, yes, that whole line is my children. That's right, all of them. So I need individual shots into the group shot, because that's how enlightening it is to be in your presence, right? That's how you impact people. Like, so you motivate people just in spirit. Like, your presence motivates people. They grow from just being around you, and the simplistic way that you deliver your content and your thoughts. Like, I mean, you already know. Like, we could go all day on being inspirational with each other, right?
Right.
But I really want to point to this question of, can motivation be simple, right?
Mhm.
Is it as simple as sometimes just putting yourself on an email list for motivations and looking at quotes and taking in the energy of what those quotes mean? Is it something as subtle as just finding a positive source in your life that brings you joy, that would allow for you to grow and
Mhm.
blossom into a happier, healthier person? Because that motivation could be seeing yourself in the mirror and liking what you see. It could be reading your favorite book and being able to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
And like that can motivate you to read more. Just something as simple as the reactions you get or that you have a thirst for something.
Yeah.
If motivation can be so simple, should it not be transferable? And is
Interesting.
it?
Hmm. I think, I guess it can be, but I do think that motivation can't be, for it to be genuine, for it to be authentic, and for it to be sustainable, it has to start inside of you. Like I could find people who do things that motivate me, but the moment that person or that thing is gone, do I still have the thing that's going to keep me going?
Yeah.
Right? And motivation really is kind of the gas fuel, if you will, that helps you get the energy to move into wherever it is you're going, whatever it is you're doing. And if I've got somebody in my life that helps to motivate me, I need them when I can't motivate myself. And
Right.
so, some of the things we'll talk about as we close out the segment, we'll talk about some of those things that you need to be thinking about and how to easily and simply make motivation a part of your everyday delivery. So, you're not looking for external things or external people or situations to fuel you for the day, especially on your Mondays. But how do you make sure it's something personal to you and it's being driven from something inside of you because you are motivated to make sure that your day, your life, the experiences that you're having are such that if nobody else was around, you're still cool.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That makes perfect sense. I definitely resonate
Trying to
with
keep it
that.
simple. Trying
No,
to
I
keep it
mean,
simple.
hey, look, I resonate with that because like if if I lose, it's like if my motivation is watching Game of Thrones and I lose my Max subscription and I can't afford it and I can't watch my Game of Thrones, I have now since lost my motivation and
Mm.
will fall deeper into despair, maybe to the point to where I may want to go get on the dragon and do something crazy. But I'm just saying, I agree that not having internal motivation will lead to some very bad situations for people, and a lack of true resolve.
Yeah.
Because motivation, I think, in my own opinion, is about resolve. It's about determination. Being able to stick to the
Mm.
fact that you want
Mm.
to be motivated and driven, and finding that thing and keeping it in front of you. That
Yeah.
that light stays there, and it's something that you have shining that nothing can dim, that would allow for you to just like drive through that. So I definitely can see your point.
I love it. And and I think that's a part of why we are motivated to do this cast, right?
Period.
Is there's something that we're learning, we're experiencing in real time. We want to be able to make sure we can share with others. Like we were motivated to do this. You were motivated to do this, and then you motivated me to do this. And our collective motivation now has us a platform where we're trying to share as best as we can some ways to help other people be motivated. But again, it's still something that's external. And so, to the extent that the gift of our vulnerability in the moment to help motivate somebody through conversation, through stories, through the experiences that we're having, that's fantastic. But it is not a sustainable thing over
Right.
time. Because even if, check it out, right? So even if Game of Thrones was your motivation, even though there were 3,475 episodes of it, at some point they was gonna end it, right? So
Right.
then you had to go find another
Yeah.
motivation, right?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so I think sometimes when we think about like true internal motivation and how you motivate yourself, it's the simple things that really matter. The simple, consistent things that we do are the things that really help us continue to sustain in a world that is, quite frankly, a little nuts, but we're
Yeah.
in it.
And so we might as well embrace it since we're here.
I agree. And you know what? That leads us to a beautiful switch to our segment. So we could ask, like, in our times right now, the question of what would grandma do? Knowing how fast we fast forwarded to where we are with technology and everything, the maturity of ages. Like when I was a kid, we didn't have half this stuff that they have at this age, and that makes me feel
Facts.
old. But at the same time, like I lived in the booming era of technology. Like we had things that existed in my lifetime and died before my son was ever born. And he, he has no recollection of CDs and all of these things because he didn't really have that. You know what I mean? Like, so like to think that there's this big gap, but to always pay homage to those who came before us and the mindset of the things that they can provide us. The wonderful question of what would grandma do? So Chris, I'm gonna ask, what would grandma do?
Well, grandma is 97 now, but the journey that we took in our lives together, grandma did acronyms. And so in the spirit of our motivation, I'd like to share some simple way to think about how you think about the word simple. First, as we think about how we motivate ourselves, not just on Mondays, but every day, you got to make sure that you keep it simple, but you keep it short. The longer that something is, the longer it takes for you to do it. And when you start thinking about how you want to motivate yourself, especially on Monday, you want to find something that's going to be quick. And you're looking for it, that's your S. But then E, I could not decide on which I that I wanted in the word simple. And so the three words that hit me were inspiring, informational, and intentional. So if I'm looking for something for the I, I'm looking for something that's short, but I'm looking for something that's going to intentionally provide me inspiration or inspiration so that I have information. I said inspiration 3 times because I'm looking to be inspired on my Monday. It's going to be short. While I want it to be intentional, I want it to be inspirational.
Right.
So it causes me to be in a position where I can now move to the M. And the M is all about making sure that thing has a message.
Yeah.
Don't read no trash, y'all. Find something that actually speaks to your soul.
Yeah.
It's going to get you moving forward. So I'm finding something that's short. I'm looking for something that's informational. I'm looking for something that's intentional. And I'm looking for something that is inspiring. Mm-hmm. Like I said, those eyes was messing with me, man. I'm all right, tongue-tied tonight.
A little alliteration.
But they got a message. So the message works. And then when I have the message, make sure it's personal.
Yeah.
Right? SIMP. Make sure it's personal. Make sure it's something real for you. Because again, that internal thing that we're looking for that's going to motivate us is what we're driving towards. And when that message is personal, it gives me the ability to know there's something I'm going to learn. And when I learn something new, it opens up my curiosity, my understanding, and my wanting to embrace the day that I'm in. And I said the day that I'm in because I want the E to be do this thing every day.
Every day.
Find a short, inspirational, informational, and intentional message that allows you to find something that's personal. And when you have that personal thing, it gives you the opportunity to learn something. And when you learn something and you do it every day, it actually creates that internal motivation that we're looking for, not from somebody else on the outside.
Right.
How we living on the inside.
Okay.
I got myself tongue-tied on that, but I had to get the eyes out. They was
listen,
with me
them eyes got you. Double line letter. You was
letter I and E, and that's true. But I think that's when I think about the motivation we need and how we keep it simple. That's what popped into my head around what grandma might do using her acronyms.
Okay, now, I think I love that. I think keeping it simple and like you said, being intentional, but getting information, being inspired, making sure you get a message and that message is personal for you to learn something every day is definitely a beautiful way of seeing it. But I think there's an underlining thing that goes to that, and I think it's called doing the work. Because to your point, the E is every day.
Yeah.
It's not every now and then. It's not evenings when you don't feel like doing much. Like that E is very specific to say every day, which means being intentional, and you're operating in that mindset of, I am going to go get this message. I am
Yes.
going to go get this information. I am
Yes.
going to learn something every day so I can be better every day. That, if you live in that principle
Mhm.
alone, like you said, you don't need much outside stuff. People gonna be in your way. I have a model that I kind of live by that I believe kind of drives me to that way. To that, I think for me, simplifying motivation works as creating a simple list.
Ooh.
And that list is, yeah, go ahead. And that list is one, me. I need to be able to satisfy me and be happy with me
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
I can't walk around in my guilt, can't walk around in my disappointment. I can't walk around with my head slung low and be anything that is me, because that takes away from me. And I think everybody who knows me knows for a fact that I walk around with a bunch of energy. I don't even drink coffee or nothing. I'm lively. I wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, like every day. Like I don't like I'm so lucky, and I thank God every day for that in itself, right?
I would be surprised if you did drink coffee. What would that be like? That's an experiment in of
it's
itself.
don't yeah, look, we'll never find out, because we don't want to see jittery E going to the bathroom or like whatever's gonna happen. But like, yeah, no, I start with me and deal with me. The number two thing, the second thing that I do, I make this list every day, and that is what I have to do. So like,
Mm.
I'm a father, if I'm in a relationship, I'm a boyfriend, I'm a husband, I'm a lover. I have all those responsibilities. I have a job, I have a title, I have a business. I have all of these things to be accountable for and take the responsibility of executing on every single day, right?
Yeah.
And that has to be a priority. I need to make sure that I address that, because that's what makes me who I am as well. So I'm good. Like, I take care of me, and all the stuff that I have on my plate gets taken care of. All right, cool. Then the last thing, number 3 on my list, is always, what makes me happy?
Yeah.
What do I want to achieve? And every day I take some time and I apply that. Every day.
Yeah.
I apply some time to something I want to achieve or something I dream about. So if I ever, I love food and drink, so I always take some time every day to cook something or research some recipe and try to figure out some ingenious way to redo it some way and put my own spin on it, and not limit myself in any of the things that I'm studying. It doesn't matter what type of cuisine or what type of drink or what type of liquor, whatever, like whatever it is, I'm gonna just indulge in it, and I'm gonna feed that need to feel free and creative. And that helps my motivation every
Yeah.
single day by creating that list and executing on it. So I think that is an example of exactly what you do, like how you described it, is making it simple, is
Yeah.
by just simplifying it for yourself so that you get the message to know how to execute, get what you're trying to get out of being motivated.
Yeah. There's something real about being able to write it down.
Right. Once you've written it down and you can go back to it, it gives you the ability to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
What's interesting, and I love that you made a list, but I'd love, in the last couple of minutes we have, this idea, like, what is simple to me may not be simple for you.
Exactly. And with
Right.
that, let's go to our final thoughts and let's talk about it.
hmm I think that, for me, if I was to meet you on the basketball court, right?
And we were having a 3-point shooting contest. That would be simple for me. I don't know if you can ball or not, but I was just trying to, suggest that, if we was in a 3-point shooting contest, I got you. That's simple.
You would okay. All
That's
right,
simple
so
for me. Mhm.
okay.
But if we were in a Scotch choosing, selecting, and/or drinking contest, that's not as simple
that would be simple for me.
for me.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I'm
would
saying?
be simple. Yeah, that's right.
So we got to make sure that we're not measuring ourselves against somebody else, right? We've got to know
Very true.
that
When we're thinking about how we motivate ourselves in a more simple way, that comparison kills.
Yeah,
And if I'm trying to compare myself to somebody else, I'm going to lose every single time.
Yeah, no, that is very fair, and that is a very true statement. That is the first place that you fail
Yeah,
by trying to compare yourself and your motivations to somebody else.
that's right.
Yeah, no, 110. I agree. I think that is missed in a lot of things that people do because, like, I'll take an example of with basketball. Like, yeah, like you can aspire to be LeBron James, but you don't have his motivation.
Yeah, yeah,
So you can't use him specifically as a motivation. He can be somebody you aspire to, but you have to have your own motivations to
yeah.
be a great basketball player, to put in again back to the work to make it happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that.
And as we think about, the everyday is Friday, Monday motivation, right? The idea is that you want to give yourself permission to create time and space. And when I think about, the early things you do in the morning to kick off your week, like just dedicate a couple minutes. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be super deep, right? But give yourself permission to choose you.
And as you said, you're doing something for you, right? And when you do that, you do find a little bit of extra energy inside of yourself. And when you find the right thing that inspires you because it's got the right intention, man, I'm telling you what, those messages lift me up and they help me get through the day so I can be, if needed to be,
a motivation for someone. So the close on it is, while I'm not trying to get my motivation externally,
when I do my internal motivation work,
it makes it simple
for people to see me as relaxed,
as not complicated, as patient, as open. So they can, if they need it, get some simple motivation from me in times when they can't get it for themselves.
Yeah, no, that is beautiful. That's very eloquent the way you just laid that out right there. I don't think. Hold on, let me look around. No, can't follow that. Not at all. Yes, this is why he get the big bucks.
This is what I'm talking about. This
Yes.
is what I'm talking about. See, you just got complicated on me. See, we was keeping it simple, and then you went on. And got
I mean, hey,
complicated.
no, that was beautiful. No, I'm just saying, no, that was. It was. No, I definitely agree. Like, we got to charge our own batteries,
That's
but
right.
we have to install the battery too. There's
That's
no skipping it. Like, you
That's right.
got to take the time to fix the machine in the ways that it needs to be fixed. And some people could be offended, so I don't want to offend anybody to say that the body's a machine. But work on yourself and make sure you have the capacity for you know motivating yourself, because it is a self-reflection thing to be able to grow from. So all right, cool. All right, so with that, I definitely think we've had a wonderful conversation, and I feel very every day is Friday on this Monday. How you feeling, Chris?
Man, I feel good. Always enjoy chopping it up with you, my friend. Appreciate you,
Listen,
man.
this makes my Monday, right? Like, I
Absolutely.
could be doing a lot of stuff, right? But I'm like, this right here is cool. I think I can do this on a Monday. So
My man.
I truly appreciate it. I know we're gonna have some time where we're gonna have to go on like hiatus or take it on the road or whatever. So I look forward to that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all for tuning in to Easy Monday Motivations with your boy E and CT. We're gonna go ahead and sign off, but before we do so, what I'd like to let you know is just chill until the next episode. Chill until the next episode. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, until the 4.
Oh,
Turn off this microphone because we got to go.
Got to go.
Peace.
Y'all have a good